cross me off the list. That's hard to believe. She's lying. She's making that up. Daddy, you better take your medication. That's right. Or else I won't come by tonight.
Are we ready, Mr. Paul? Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Port St. Lucie, to everybody here and everybody out in YouTube land. Please stand and join us as we sing our opening song, One Light. So we don't interrupt the flow of service, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker right now, Charlie Thwaite. Stand up and say hi to everybody. He and I were discussing this morning that I saw him at Unity as steward, and it had to be at least 10 years ago, which made me feel old. But anyway, he brings his gifts of warmth, humor, presence, and ease to any gathering. He's been a favorite with Unity groups since the early 80s, when he took a leap of faith from his budding architecture career into touring full-time with his spiritual concerts and workshops. Charlie has the talent for turning a room full of strangers into a connected family by sharing his original music, his angelic voice, and his insightful workshops. Speaking of that, we will have a concert after the service today. It might start about 11:15. He's been a presenter for spiritual organizations and metaphysical conferences since 1981, United States, Canada, Australia, Mexico, Peru, Fiji, Japan, and 6 countries in Europe. He's a Unity person, a Course in Miracles guy, and he also spent 7 years touring with Alan Cohen's workshops and retreats. He's been an opener for Wayne Dyer, Marianne Williamson, Tony Robbins, Deepak Chopra, Ram Dass. Ooh. Wow, that gives me goosebumps. And Louise Hay. He has appeared on national television and radio with his original songs, including such titles as You're an Angel, Take Your Power Back, my favorite title of this, Dancers in the Light. And his CD, he'll be here after the service with, CDs, but anyway, just so you know. So welcome. Welcome. And now I invite you to sit back, relax, deep breath in, hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, mouth open, let it go. Mouth open signifies you're letting go of the toxins, the troubles, you're releasing. One more. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale slowly. So now together we join our hearts and minds in prayer. Creator of all that is, we take this time in prayer to become centered. We use our gifts of imagination and creativity to turn away from outer concerns and circumstances and turn within to the inner sanctuary of pure love. We immerse ourselves in the power of the all-encompassing, unconditional love where there are no expectations and no reservations. Nothing can diminish the power of divine love. We live, love, move, and have our being from this unending reservoir of love. Therefore, we are the power of love. That, dear ones, is our truth. And from that place, we claim wholeness, freedom, and peace for our lives. And we hold the high watch for peace and harmony in the world. We see the world not as it is, but as we know it can be. By faith, we hold the world in the light of peace that is possible. We take a moment now to silently add our individual prayers. We go forward now, knowing the light of God shines on our paths, and we are grateful. And so it is. Amen. Now, if you would please say with me our mission statement: to develop our spiritual connection with God through prayer, education, and service. And our vision statement: Unity of Port St. Lucie is an expanding community for personal healing and spiritual growth. I went right by it.
So good. You're in two places at once. Well, good morning. It's nice to be here. And I've been allowed to hijack your congregational song, and this is a little piece called Feet on the Ground. And I wrote this a number of years ago, and it's about, I don't know, let me ask you, do you ever feel like sometimes you're learning these unity principles, but maybe they still live a little bit up in woo-woo land? You really want to bring them to earth, bring them to the ground. So this is really about putting our feet on the ground in these principles. So the words are pretty simple. Put your feet on the ground, and then be in my heart and have connection. That's all the words you need to know. So would you put your feet on the ground? Would you stand up where you are, and we'll get this started? So let me get you to rock to your right and clap, and to your left and clap, to your right, left. Here we go. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground, sing that. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground. Be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart again. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Okay, that was part one. So we're singing about connection, right? Is that right? Nod your head if you can hear me. So I want you to connect with one other person, so keep clapping, but find someone near you and face them and look in their eyes. We're going to sing it as a partner. So find a partner. We're going to sing it together, right? Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Give a big hug. Thank you.
Miss Estelle is going to read the daily word today. Oh, you knew that.
The word is prosperity. Hi, everybody. With God as my source, I live abundantly. No matter how much I have in the bank, the kind of car I drive, or the house I live in, I know these things are mere manifestations of abundance. The source of all prosperity is God. I look beyond appearances to find a deeper meaning of prosperity. Meaningful work that I enjoy doing is part of my prosperity, not only because of what I earn, but also because of the satisfaction I feel when I use my skills. My house becomes a home when filled with people I love and care for. The financial resources don't diminish but multiply when I share them generously. As I look beyond the good things in my life to love, the creative insight, and the limitless flow of divine ideas that brought them into manifestation, I discover true abundance. Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and prosperity. Proverbs 8:18. And will everybody repeat with me? Excuse me, over there. With God as my source, I live abundantly.
As we prepare for meditation, let's join together in singing Surely the Presence.
There's a
song to go deeper into a time of meditation. Be still and know, I am God. We'll sing this into a place of silence. Be still and know, I am God. Would you add your voice? Be still and know, I am God. Be still and know, I am God. Be still and know, I am God. Sing a harmony if you want to. Be still and know, I am God. 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 Be still and know. Be still and know the I am inside. Be still and know God. That voice is always calling us to that still place of knowing what always lives within us. Be still and know. Know our God self. We always have that place of peace and that place of stillness. It's just for us to stop, to be still, and to know. Be still and know. And we bring this stillness and this peace to every situation in our lives. As you look out through your eyes into this world, it really doesn't matter so much what you're looking at as where you're looking from. It doesn't matter so much what you're looking at as where you're looking from. And you look from peace, from stillness. This is what you bring to every situation. Be still and know. Thank you, God, for this constant presence in our lives. We can always stop, be still, and touch into that God presence. Be still and know, I am God. And so it is, and so we are. Amen. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. Storms will come and storms will go. Just stand in the wind and let things blow you away and cleanse your soul. You're willing to say what you can't control, and then you fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning, into your beginning. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove You only are free when you let things move, and then you fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning, into your beginning, into your beginning, into your beginning. Storms will come. All right. I guess that was part of the meditation, huh? That song? Thank you, that one person. Thank you. I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. Now, I had a scrap of... What's that? I said, you can leave, but they may not follow. Yeah, that's okay. Now, I had a scrap of paper up here earlier. Does anyone know where it went?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
That's cool. Okay, thanks. All right. Just some notes to remind me what I'm up to here. Great, thank you. Okay, so I don't know if we have the Reverend Charlie Thweet. You know, I'm not sure I'm a reverend, but I actually did get one of those Inner Light, the online things, because a friend wanted me to perform his wedding, so he bought it for me. And then he changed his mind, so I guess I'm a reverend barely. I've been doing this kind of work for 40 years, and I love unity and all the people. Feels like it's just one big unity family, no matter where you go. I don't know if you've had the chance to visit other churches. It just feels like many branches of the same family, and I love that. My talk today is Flow, Flow, Flow Your Boat. Trust is not a dream. Okay? Flow, flow, flow your boat. Trust is not a dream. I'm going to look at various ways that stepping into trust has really worked in my life, including the fact that I'm standing here. I don't know if you remember in my little bio, they mentioned that I was on a track to be an architect and worked at it for about 3 years, and it just wasn't me. So I took this leap of trust into something new and different and something unreasonable, unsupported. Well, it turns out it worked, but I want to look at how trust works for all of us, and sometimes it's just being willing to take those steps. First, I love opening with a joke, so I have a quick joke for you. You ready? So this is about two guys on a Sunday afternoon, and they're looking for something to do. And one of the guys has a little small airplane, so they decide they're going to go for a little flight out over the ocean for a couple of hours. And so they're out there about an hour or so, and they have engine trouble. Uh-oh, we got to deal with this. And they check, and it turns out their radio is not working all of a sudden, so they can't even call for help. They do a quick emergency landing on this little piece of land out in the middle of nowhere, this little island. And they finally get out on the beach, and they're both standing there on the sand, and one guy is just so nervous about the whole thing. The other guy's super calm. So the first guy, what are we going to do? The radio's broken. We can't call for help. And the other guy says, well, just relax, just trust. I'm sure it's going to all be fine. What do you mean? We have no food, we have no water? And the relaxed guy, he says, well, listen, something you may not know about me is that back home, my investments are doing really well. He says, who cares? The radios, we can't call for help. What are you talking about? No, just listen. Listen to this. You can trust. Listen, I'm bringing in $10,000 a week, and I tithe 10% of that to my Unity Church. And I know my minister will find me. Trust. Well, I love it when speakers tell stories instead of trying giving information, so I like to weave a lot of stories into my talks. So the first story I want to share with you also has to do with an airplane. And, I've done a lot of travel overseas in my work. I've been doing this 40 years now. We were talking, Linda and I, before. I said it's a miracle to be a full-time professional musician. I think she probably agrees. It's like, not a lot of people can pull that off, so thank you, God, right? And part of what's involved for me is speaking and singing for conferences. And so I've been flown to Italy many, many times to sing for a few different organizations. And in fact, a week ago today, I was waking up in Assisi, Italy, and just finished leading a tour of me and 10 people going all around Italy for 2 weeks. That was fun. So it's still newly in my cellular memory. But this story comes from when I was singing for a conference off the coast of Sicily. And it was a 4-day intensive, and I was just settling up with the organizer afterwards. And so she paid me my fee. I was about to go and catch a plane. And then I always submitted miscellaneous expenses. So this time it was $90 I submitted. She said, well, we're not going to pay it this time. And my stomach kind of got a little knot in it. And I thought, well, that doesn't feel fair. And I was about to say something when this voice inside said, just let it go. Just let it go. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. Just let it go. If you had found $90 on the sidewalk, you'd be excited, right? But just let it go. So I did. I didn't say anything. I thanked her. Got to Palermo, flew a short flight to Rome, and then about to do like a 9-hour flight back to the U.S. And because I fly so much, frequently I've been able to get these free upgrades to business class seats on that big flight, which is nice for 9 hours in a plane. So I knew I had this reserved, waiting for me for Rome back to the U.S. So I get to the counter in Rome. The flight was running a little late. I had to change terminals, but I got there still 45 minutes before departure. And that's when you had to get a paper boarding pass at the gate. So I'm 6th in line, thinking, okay, I'm in good shape. This will be fun. And we'll just get on the flight, have my cushy, fancy seat. And so it's like 45 minutes before departure. 10 minutes passes. I'm still 6th in line. This line's not moving. It's like, come on, I need to get this boarding pass. And the 10 minutes passes. Now I'm 5th in line. It's taking forever. Finally, 45 minutes later, it's my turn to talk to the gate agent, and she says, sorry, sir, but your business class seat is no longer available. Yeah. And again, my stomach kind of goes, but that doesn't feel, again, it's like not fair, but what am I going to do? And she says, well, if you must have a fancy seat, a business class seat, maybe there'll be one on tomorrow's flight or the day after that. I'm not going to wait around the Rome airport for a sweet seat. But then she says, however, sir, if you'd be willing, we do have a seat in coach on the aisle, and if you'd be willing to take that seat, American Airlines will compensate you with flight vouchers for future flights in the amount of $3,000. And I kind of looked down at my feet and shuffled. I said, well, I guess that would be okay. It was fine. So I got on the plane, had a great flight, no problem. About an hour into the flight, it dawned on me. Do you see what happened earlier in the day? The voice said, just let it go. You're always covered. There's a bigger plan afoot. I let go of $90. And then a few hours later, I opened my arms to catch $3,000. And I have to wonder, what if my energy had been different in that first interaction? What if like you squeeze the garden hose and energy can't flow through? I wonder if I had argued or fought it, I wonder if the second thing would have happened. Because whatever energy we're putting out is what we're receiving. I think A Course in Miracles says, the cost of giving is receiving. The cost of giving is receiving. So whatever you're giving, the cost of that is going to affect what comes to you. It's kind of like it's like instant karma in a way. So So that's just a brilliant example of just listening to the voice, let it go, there's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered. To me, that's one of the great mantras of my life. There's a bigger plan afoot, let it go, there's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered. And somehow life always works out. We're busy trying to manipulate the details. Let it go. It was mentioned I used to travel with Alan Cohen. He's a wonderful author and speaker, biggest heart. And has anyone read his books, like The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore? And he has a recent one called A Course in Miracles Made Easy, which I think is a clever title. But anyway, I remember from the stage once he said, he invited the audience to curl up their forefinger and thumb to make a little pinprick and then look around the room. Would you do this with me? Just kind of go like that, and they'll just look around the room. And what Alan said was, out of all the things happening in life, this is about how much you can see. Okay? And then he says, now unfurl your hand. And he said, this is what God sees. And what's ridiculous is we're busy trying to control our lives based on this much information. You get what I'm saying? Then he said, and then he says, are there any general managers of the universe in the audience? Do we have any here tonight? Linda, I have a feeling you might be a general manager of the universe. I am. We're always busy. Jeff says yes. But, it's time to resign from that position based on this much information. So really, it's stepping into, there's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. You don't have to try and control everything with hardly any information. And it's coming back to that principle. There's divine order in the universe. It's not our job to take care of divine order. Let the universe do that. I wrote a song years ago called In Time, and I love what happens in the chorus. It kind of says the same message. The words go, in time, we see the working out. And we find that there's peace there. And you've had this happen in your life, like something 5 years ago, like it looks like this big mess. How's this going to work out? And you can't see it in the moment, but you let time pass. You say, oh, that led to that, which led to this, so this had to happen for this to happen for that. And then you see, oh, it's part of a bigger plan that you couldn't see at the time. So take that principle and apply it to whatever mess you're in this week. You don't see it. In time, we see the working out. And we find there's peace there. There's a friend I made at my first Unity Church. His name is Springborn. He's one of these one-name people like Cher, Madonna, Springborn. But he was a Renaissance man who was into all sorts of things, like arts, architecture, brain research, theater, music, everything. And he's just such a great guy. And I remember once we were chatting at church, and he said, Charlie, you know what I love doing? I love to put myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. Isn't that a great line? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. Now, ignorance is not stupidity. It's just what we don't know yet, right? It's just with new territory out on the fringe of where you haven't been before. And for me, that requires trust, making those leaps into unknown territory. If you always do what you've always done here in this little safe place, where's the stretching in that? Where's the spiritual growth? So trust is a part of that stretching, that next step. What is your next step? What's some area you haven't stretched in? I keep meaning to do this, but I haven't done it yet. Is something coming into your mind? Well, maybe play with that and play with letting it be okay to trust. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. That's where your growth is. It's boring here. Always doing what we've always done. There's a great quote from A Course in Miracles, and this is a super good one-liner. You can put this on your dashboard, on your mirror. Trust would settle every problem now. Trust would settle every problem now. Would you say that with me? Trust would settle every problem now. Let's say that again. Trust would settle every problem now. And I've used that phrase for decades, and it was only about 3 years ago it dawned on me that there's a there's a beautiful little reason why that works. And then here it is. It's because as soon as you trust, if you really trust, it's no longer a problem. If you can really step into trusting God in a situation, you've let go of it being a problem. Trust would settle every problem now, in the moment you trust. You see that? That's magic in a way. That's magic. There's a great quote from A Course in Miracles. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he, she who sent me will direct me. So, and often we're called into, like a friend calls and says, hey, can you come over? I need some help. Something bad's going on. I need help. I need support. And maybe you get in the car and you're driving over. I don't know. What am I going to say? So your first goal, your first mission is show up. Just bring your presence. And then the second, just trust it will be given. Sometimes the real mission is just be there. Bring your presence, show up, and trust it will be given what to do next. For your presence is powerful. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. So that quote includes the word worry. I heard another great quote about worry. This one's from Mark Twain. Are you ready for this? He said, I've proven that worrying works. Mark Twain said, I've proven that worrying works, because pretty much everything I've ever worried about never happened. That's his wry sense of humor. I love that. I have another friend, a naturopath, and she said something to me, just a one-liner that changed my life. And this is not about metaphysics, it's more about just the physical world, but it can apply in both. And it's a really simple statement, and you can feel it's true as soon as I say it. The body loves circulation. That's simple. The body loves circulation. But what that got me thinking was, yeah, I mean, we need to like move our energy, move our muscles, go walk, go run, sweat it out, circulate the system, keep the juices going. And that quote changed my life, because after she said that, I realized I need to walk every day. I need to just walk. I need to work up a sweat. I need to run the system, flush it out, just through exercise. And at the time she said that to me, I weighed 198 pounds. Now I'm about 176. And it's just, it didn't all go away in 1 month, but just let's give the body a chance. The body loves circulation. So I'm a fan of walking, and just a simple, you don't need equipment, you don't have to go to the gym, just walk. Just let your body get its exercise. Now, the metaphysical side for that, for me, and this does involve trust, is our relationships love circulation. And if you're like me in relationships, sometimes I've been a don't rock the boat person. Yeah, maybe you're not, but like if there's some issue, let's say there's some issue in my relationship, is there some way I can walk around this without ever having to talk about it or mention it, and it will just go away? Do you know that feeling, anybody? Can I just not bring this up, and maybe we'll never have to talk about it? The problem is it just kind of sits there and festers. And it reminds me of, sorry if this is a little graphic, but when I've had the flu in the past, a part of me feels like I need to remove the contents of my stomach. You know what we're talking about? And so my body wants to do that, but I do not. I don't want to go through that experience. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to taste it, whatever. So I'll do whatever I can to avoid that. It's the same thing, because if I would just let it go, I'd feel so much better. Then it's not in there, festering. And it's the same with a relationship. And it's all about trust, isn't it? And what is it? It's, can I trust that our love is greater than any issue that comes up? Can I trust that our love is stronger than whatever issues come up in our relationship? Trust would settle every problem now. Trust would settle every problem now. And that can be hard and that can be scary, stepping into the deep conversations that might seem threatening. So trust. I'm going to do one more quote and to start to close this up. And this happened when I was the guest music at a church in San Jose, California, and the minister was speaking that morning. And I love how he opened his talk. He stood up and he said, "Congregation, I have a big confession I need to make to you." Everyone started whispering. I wonder what's going to be, some sort of gossip or something. He said, here's my confession. He said, every morning, every Sunday, I've been pretty much giving you the same talk. I've just had to figure out a different way to say it. And he said, really, if you boil it down, I'm always saying three things. And this is what I've been saying every Sunday. Here they are. He said, everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Isn't that great? Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Can we say that as I statements? Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. Let's do that. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. Let's do it one more time. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. So as we step into that consciousness, if everything is God, and this includes me, so the way we act accordingly is we've kind of moved beyond the need for trust, haven't we? It's like the trust isn't even needed if we truly step into that mindset that we are incorporated into divine order. If we live as divine order, trust isn't even required. So maybe that's our goal. Can we really step into that consciousness so much that we are really, all we're doing is flowing our boats? Everything is God. This includes me. And I act accordingly. And so it is. Thank you very much. So I'm going to close with this song, and I hope you'll, well, a couple of things. I have, as you mentioned, the CD table back there, so I have some CDs of what I've been singing. I also have a thumb drive. If you just want all 18 of my albums for $30, you can do that. And I think some of you have already been looking at the flyers. This is the next trip to Italy in the spring, so 6 months from now. If you feel called, you can pick up one of these, stick it on your fridge, and see what you think. So this song really kind of addresses the flowing with life. This is called Letting It Fly. And the lyrics start out, letting it go, letting it fly. How can you know if you'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life. So now you're a swimmer. It's in your eye. So we're all diving into that river. And I'd like you to do a little echo with me on this. So I'll sing a line, and then you echo it. This on the verses. That doesn't work on the chorus, but it kind of goes like this. Letting it go, letting it go, letting it fly, letting it fly. How can you know if you'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life. So now you're a swimmer. It's in your eyes. With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. When you were younger, when you were young, your head in the clouds, did you ever wonder how things would play out? And now that you're older and so much you've done, Does it ever feel like you've just begun? With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. Letting it go, letting it fly. You flew. Thank you. Thank you. So, and one other thing. Remember that we're going to do a concert. I think intentionally it's from 11:15 to 12. So like a 45-minute concert whenever we start. So come be a part of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. Now's the time in the service when we take out our tithes, our offerings, we hold them, we bless them with our energy. As we say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love because I love to give. Shanetta Griffith is our prayer chaplain today. Raise your hand, Shanetta. Nobody knows who you are, really. She'll be over there after the service if you'd like to share some affirmative prayer with her. Spiritual discussion is first and third Tuesday of the month, led by John Hayes, so it's not this week. Yoga with Lana. Right now is still 10 o'clock, right? Tomorrow's the last day at 10 o'clock. Then the following Monday? November 7th, okay. So starting November 7th, there's two, 9:45 and 11. But right now there's one at 10 o'clock. We'll get this. Prayer circle every Thursday at 11. Caregivers support group, welcome back. Bob West is back, he's in the house. Welcome back, guys. Friday book study, still continuing with Jesus in the Essenes, led by Amy Neff. Reiki, if you want a Reiki session, see me. And thank you for everyone who helped set up. Oh, excuse me. Mr. Shepard must have an announcement.
I know you don't notice I'm here, but yeah. There will be choir rehearsal this Thursday at 6 p.m. here, sharp, Shanetta. And all are welcome. And this Tuesday is my birthday, and then Friday is Linda's birthday, so we're celebrating our birthdays on Friday, because Linda's that person. And the information is in the back if you like to. It's at Rax Billiards on Stewart on US 1. So come join us at 7 o'clock. We're going to have a guest drummer with us and sing and dance and eat, drink, and be merry. That's it.
Okay, please join me as we bless our offering. Creator of all that is, we bless these tithes, these offerings. We bless each person who gave generously. We envision it being used for your purposes through the unity of Port St. Lucie, and we thank you for that. We hold each and every person in the prayer box in our hearts. We surround them with light and love and healing, and we know that all is well. And we add to that list all the people on our hearts, the people in our lives, maybe struggling, maybe not. Maybe we just need to hold them up to the light and love of God. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen. Now, would you stand and join us in our closing song, the Peace Song? There will be water, and there is coffee and snacks in the back. Help yourself, and we'll gather again about 11:15.